for this part of the guide, we're going to be learning how to make buttons open and close a door. This one's a little more complicated, but I think we'll still manage to get through it. The first thing that we should do before we do any of that is click on our door, and in the default state under item state, we want to put closed. We want to make sure there's no capital letters, it's all minimal letters, closed. And default statuses, I put debris threshold lesser. I'm not sure if you have to put that, but if it doesn't work, try putting this statue on. And next up, use action, don't really want to touch it, just leave it as is. Just make sure that if this is not here, that you go into this scroll box, then you click on door, and then press the plus, and it's going to add the property that you need. Now, another thing we need is to add a key ID. Now, since we want to make a door that is only openable with a button, we're going to make it so it has no key, but we still have to put some sort of key ID. So, under items, key ID, we're going to put no key, like that. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the door. Now what we're going to do is we're going to spawn a button. Give me a second. Let's go with this button. Let's place it somewhere around here, right? Why not? Looks good. Okay, now we're just going to take a quick look at our properties. The only property we really need to put here is the use action. You have to make sure that it's set to story use, which is send a use event to Osiris. So it's already done. So we don't need to do anything. But in the case you don't have that, you want to put it to story use, press plus, and then apply. Okay, now we're going to have to create a script that links this button to this door, and that calls the button's function to open the door. I'm going to leave the code in the description, but here's what we can do. I'm going to make another door region. Okay, so now here's what we're going to do. We're going to start making I need to get the UID, GUID of the button. Is that it? Yep, that's it. Okay. So now we need to copy the GUID of the button right here. Copy value to clipboard. Go back here, and then copy paste that and put it to 1. So what this means is that whenever the action of pressing the button is successfully done, and now we're going to specify that if this action is done and the door is locked, so is locked s underscore cave door underscore, now we need to put the GUID of my door. Oh, and I kind of forgot to mention, but basically the name of my button is this, so you're gonna have to replace this with your button name or whatever, your lever name, and same for the GUID. So my unique GUID for my door is this right here. So now we specified that if we press a button and that the door is locked, we have to set it to 1. Because we can also put it to 0 and specify that if the door is locked and if that statement is false, then we do whatever action. But in that case, we're going to put 1 because the door will be locked. Then There we go. So what that does is basically whenever the action of pressing the button is successful and the door is locked, which is the initial state of the door, then we're going to proc the item and to unlock and open. So it's going to unlock and open the door. Now we're going to press space twice and we're going to make another statement. If UseFinished underscore player now I need to get the cave button GUID again. There we go. I'm gonna put it to 1 because once again we have to make sure that if the button has been successfully pressed and that the door is unlocked. Whoops, I made a mistake. And that the door is opened, so now we're gonna specify the door. Once again, we copy the GUID right here. Like that is opened, and we specify to 1 to say that it is true. Then, of course, we're going to proc underscore item close and lock s underscore cave underscore door underscore. There we go. Now, as you probably remember earlier, we put a key ID, so we're going to go and put the key ID so that when it locks it and sets the valid key ID. And we're going to end region. All right, so this is what it looks like. If you need to pause and make sure you got everything right. So basically, just to recap, if the action of pressing the button by the player is successful and the door is locked, then we open the gate and unlock it. If we press the button and the gate is opened, which means unlocked, then we close it and lock it. Oops. Close it and lock it. Make sure I didn't do any stupid mistakes. Okay, so now we save, build and reload. There we go. Now let's test it out. There we go, the door opens. And does it close? Yes, it does. So that's pretty much it for this guide. If there's anything I missed or I didn't explain it right or anything, just let me know and I'll try to help anyone who has any questions. But that's going to be it for this one.